Hi, Coyote families. My name is Danielle Lozano. I am the new school counselor at Desert Heights Elementary School. I just wanted to share with you some tips and tricks on how to help your child transition back into school more successfully, considering that things are going to look a little bit different this year than they normally do. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about are masks. Now, masks will be mandatory for everybody in the school, and so that means that your child does have to wear a mask almost all day long, with the exception of eating. And so, making sure that your child feels really comfortable in a mask is going to be important. That way, it's not really bothering them so much throughout the day. One way that you can do this is to help them practice. So between now and the start of the school year, have them wear a mask every single day, maybe in 30 minutes the first day, then maybe it's an hour the next day, just so that they can get used to it and they can feel more comfortable when they are wearing it at school. The next thing I would recommend is sending a backup mask. So sending the first one that they're wearing on them to school and then putting another one in a Ziploc bag in their backpack just in case anything happens to the first one. It is possible that it gets really dirty during lunchtime and maybe that causes some discomfort. So just having a backup one is never a bad idea. Going along with comfort, especially for our littles, there are adjusters that you can get in case you can't find a mask that fits quite right. Maybe it's too big and always slipping down and causing them discomfort. And so you can order some little adjusters. I just looked for them. I Googled mask adjusters, and that way you can tighten it behind the ear for them and it'll stay on them comfortably throughout the day and they don't have to worry about fidgeting with it a lot. My last tip about masks is possibly attaching it if you want to a lanyard or even with a shoestring, just so they can kind of wear it like a necklace. That way when they are eating, they can just pull it down and it will kind of hang instead of them having to worry about where they're gonna put it or it getting knocked on the floor. Just something that they don't have to think about so that it's always right there for them. Okay, moving on from masks, some more tips to help your child be more successful is to encourage their independence and practice things at home that maybe they would normally have a teacher help them with at school. A great example of this is during lunchtime. So, lunchtime, usually our teachers and our staff are more than willing to help them open juice boxes or Go-Gurts. Anything that they can't quite get for themselves, they can ask somebody for help. And this year it's going to look a little bit different. They are going to be expected to be able to open and access everything in their lunch by themselves. So that starts with, being able to zip up the lunchbox so that they can open it, to accessing the food that they have in their lunchbox. So maybe instead of sending them something in a package, maybe that looks like removing it from the package and putting it in a Ziploc or a reusable bag. That way it's easier for them to open, they don't need to ask for help, and they can still eat the snacks that they want to eat. The same goes for juice boxes, if they know how to put the straws in the juice boxes, or maybe putting it in a water bottle instead that they can easily pop the top open so that they can drink it. That way that they can have access to everything that they want without needing help. Practicing with your kid on how to open the different styles of packagings and the different bottles and bags that are going to be in their lunch will definitely help them succeed during lunchtime. Now, also for our littles, we need to consider clothing as well. So if your child doesn't know how to tie their shoes yet, maybe wearing Velcro shoes or slip-on shoes would be more appropriate right now. That way they don't have to ask a teacher for help if their shoes come untied. Another thing you can do is tie the shoe for them and then tuck it in under the tongue of the shoe so that they can just kind of use their shoes like slip-ons without having to worry about them being tied or not. For these kiddos as well, making sure that their clothing is appropriate so that they can use the bathroom by themselves, so that any clasps or buttons on their pants they can easily do and undo by themselves. That way they don't have to ask for help when using the bathroom. My last tip is just to have a conversation with your kiddos about how things will look different this year. Everyone will be wearing masks and expected to maintain the social distancing as well. So talking to them about, the importance of eye contact, because people can't necessarily see when you're smiling at them, and the importance of maybe communicating in other ways with their friends. Maybe they have to wave across the classroom because they can't just smile at their friends, and just things like that. Opening up that conversation and kind of making it normal to ask questions and to talk about how things look different is really going to help them be successful when they transition back into school. Thank you for watching this video. I hope some of these tips were helpful for you. And above all, give yourself grace, give your child grace. All of these things are new for all of us, and so we are working through it the best way that we know how. And so to show each other kindness right now, to show our children kindness, and to teach them to show kindness to themselves is going to be really important as we navigate this new way of doing school.